Hello everyone, and welcome to this quick overview of Pandas. We're actually going to be using NumPy a lot more than Pandas. So we're just going to show you here how you can use Pandas to read in a CSV file, which will be our main use for Pandas, and then how to access things from the data frame which Pandas creates. Let's hop over to a Jupyter Notebook. Okay, here I am in the Jupyter Notebook. I'm going to say import Pandas as PD, Shift Enter to run that. And we're going to be mainly using Pandas to read in files. So you can use pd.read underscore, and if you hit tab here, you'll notice that Pandas can read from a variety of formats. We're mainly just going to be using CSV files. So then what you do here is you pass in as a string the entire file path to the CSV file, or if the CSV file is located in the same directory as this particular notebook, which is the case for the zip file that comes with this course. And if you're ever wondering what directory you're in, just type in pwd, shift enter, and it'll report back what directory you're in. So again, all you need to do is pass in the location of the CSV file. So I have the CSV file located in this directory right here, so all I have to do is type it in. This file is called salaries.csv. Keep in mind, not every CSV file has the extension .csv. Sometimes it's just salaries are the name of the file. So you can always use tab autocomplete to help you out there. So notice here, if I hit tab, it will autocomplete if the file is actually there. If you're not getting the autocomplete, that's probably a good sign or indicator that the file is not actually in the same directory that your notebook's in. So what we do is we set this equal to a variable, and then this variable is a data frame. So I just put in df there. And a data frame essentially kind of looks like an Excel spreadsheet. You have column names, and then you have an index, and then you have data points. And we're going to be using this for our various features and machine learning data sets. If you ever want to grab an entire column of information, what you end up doing is you'll type in the name of your data frame, square brackets, and then pass in the name of the column. So for instance, if I wanted the salary column, I can run this and it returns back the salary column with the index location of it. If you want multiple columns back, what you end up doing is you can just type in a list of column names. For example, I want salary and name, and then I get both of them back. Notice the difference here, I'm passing in a list, which is why I get those two sets of brackets. Remember, I mentioned that Pandas is directly built off of NumPy, so just like NumPy, it has lots of the same features. For example, if we say salary, we can do things such as .max, run that, and it will return back the max salary. If you want to see a bunch of information, statistically speaking, about your data frame, you can use the describe method, and it will take in the numerical columns and describe them with count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, quartiles, etc. Then finally, what I also want to mention is just like NumPy, we can do Boolean filters. So for example, if I ask, hey, where is the salary greater than, let's say 60,000. So if I say back here in the cell, where's the salary greater than 60,000? Run that, I see false, true, true. So taking a look at my original data frame, looks like Sally and Alyssa have salaries that are greater than 60,000. If I actually want the entries themselves and not just the Boolean values, what I end up doing is I can say my filter here, run that, and then pass in that filter. So my filter, run that, and here I see Sally and Alyssa. Now again, usually you don't do this in two steps. Instead, what you end up doing is just copy and paste this here, and you see something like this, which looks a little weird at first, but this is kind of a very common thing in Pandas. Alright, that's really all we need to know. Again, Pandas can do a lot more to this, and I cover that in my Python for Data Science and Machine Learning bootcamp, but really won't encounter Pandas that much, because we're essentially just going to be using it to read in a CSV file. And off of that, you can then say something like as matrix, and it'll return back a NumPy array. And that's what we're going to be doing a lot. We're going to read in a CSV file, and then pass it off as a NumPy matrix, and then we're going to be working with NumPy. Okay. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you at the next lecture.